Hi there, welcome back. I found this book that I was going to be working on a while back. I was going to do, my intention was to do, I think, 3 naked journals with old books that I wasn't necessarily, they were in sad shape. Let me put it that way. They're in very sad shape. This book, Nearer to Nature's Heart by E.P. Rowe. He was a minister. This was one of those bulk books that they used to print that had religious undertones to the story. And they were given out freely as gifts and awards and that for Sunday school attendance. Anyhow, I still liked the cover of this, even though it's very, very old, very worn. There was no date inside the text block anywhere. So I decided to, sometimes you can at least find some information either about the author or about the publisher. In this case, oh, and I think I've found her, Louise Bolter. I believe I have found her. She gave this book to her friend Rita with best wishes. Anyhow, so I looked up Wardlock and Company, the publisher, who did all kinds of books, and this one. And it turns out that they were known as Wardlock and Company up until 1882, and then they became known as Wardlock Bowden, I believe. But I wrote it down. Hold on. Where is my... Not that it matters, but some of you are like me and you find it interesting. Oh, come on. Oh, there it is. There it is. All right. Bowden. Yes, all that for that. Wardlock Bowden after 1882. So that means that the most recent year this book could be is 1882, possibly earlier, because the publishing company, oh my goodness, I think it started up in like the 1850s. So this is an old book. It's at least 1882, and it looks like it. So usually this kind of a cover, I will shabby chic it and I'll sew through it and cover up the unsightly areas with laces and things like that. And it's fun. I really like this cover though. It's got some sort of dusty plum colored flowers on it. I forget the name of them. They kind of look like wisteria almost. Not sure. Anyhow, I really like that. And I like this gold here, Near to Nature's Heart. The spine is just awful looking. And I've tried to clean it. And this is as good as it gets. It seems to have had either just simply aging problems or maybe moisture, but I think it's just aging. It's come a little bit loose here. I don't see any water stains, but it could be moisture just from dampness in the air and not necessarily water being spilled on it. So, hold on here. Hold on, I'm just looking for something here. There we go. So what I plan on doing is I have this lace and it has these little holes through it. Oh, this could be short. Did I mention that it could be short? I have the little adorable tyrant who's moved in with us recently is sound asleep over my shoulder there. So if she wakes up, I may have to cut this short. So that's why I thought I'll at least show you what I'm doing and maybe we can get started. So I've got this lace here and it's got holes in it. So I ran a thin little ribbon through the holes the closest I could match is sort of a lilac color with that dusty plum. I really wish I had dusty plum ribbon, but you know me. I work with what I've got, and I have lilac, and it's still in the same shade family, so I think it looks very nice. And I think that's going to camouflage how sad this spine looks. I might have been tempted to try and save it if the writing here, the title and author, had survived as nicely as this, but it didn't. So, so we will cover it like that, and it'll still be pretty, and hopefully hide some of the little flaws. Now I have this really old lace here. I actually believe I think it's been crocheted with thread, the kind of thread like with tatting. And I love it because it is transparent enough to still show a lot of the book through it. So what I want to do is just to draw the eye so that I still honor this cover, but just kind of distract from it. But I don't want to do a boosh of laces like sometimes I do. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to run some lace along here, and then I'm also going, and that'll be on the spine, and then that will be on that side. So that's the plan. So we need this. Now I do think I will do a little bit of sewing through the cover just to hold it on of this. I think this will be fine with some Fabri-Tac. Which side do I like? I saved a side that I like better. I can tell. This was so hard to tell which is the right side, and I came to the conclusion I don't think there's a correct side. And I even looked through this magnifying glass and examined it. I think this is similar. Let me take a look. Usually laces will have the correct side, and I think that's my correct side. Usually there'll be a good side and a not, and the underside. So whenever possible, take a look-see. So anyhow, this strip, pardon me, is because I'll be going around the end, I think Fabri-Tac will be enough to secure it. And if I change my mind, I might think about running a stitch down here. We'll see. Meantime, let's put one of these on. Now, how wide is it? Yeah. I think I kind of want it symmetrical, so we've got half of a little scallop there and half of a little scallop here. So I think that's what we're going to have. Oh. So if you're there and you're there, then I think I can just safely trim you about there. And then for this side will be the same there. I don't want to stretch it too much. That's good. Alrighty, so let's get going. So, oh yeah, see, I could have saved myself some time. Yesterday when I was weaving this through, I put a little dot of black magic marker on what I believe is the upper side. So now I know. I should have looked for that. All right, let's, I just need a tiny little, oh, that's kind of centered right there. I just want a tiny little guideline to give me an idea, especially top and bottom. There. And it won't show because the ribbon will cover it. So, oh, here, I'm trying to explain things that I did off camera. I put in a new spine liner to fortify that again. The hinges weren't too bad, so what I've done here is I have used masking tape. I found, even though they say contractor masking tape becomes permanent after 36 hours, I have found don't trust it. So what I did is, yes, I used masking tape here because I just want it thin. You know me, I like a floppy cover. So I used 3-in-1 underneath the masking tape just to give that a little bit extra, and then it will get some final fortification when I put my new text block in, because those little hinges, that's where the fabric will get glued to hold the new text block. So there's that. All right, so we're just going to run a bead of 3-in-1, bottom to top or top to bottom, whatever your preference is. I'm only going to glue under the ribbon. I don't think it needs glue under these little pretty little scallopies. So I'm going to give myself enough space there. There we go. I have someone snoring in the background. In case you can hear background music, I'm just using the YouTube free ambient music in the background. I figured you'd have something to listen to in case I had to run and offer a Kong stuffed full of treats. Dog owners will know about Kongs. They are tried and true toys for doggies. At least my dogs have always loved Kongs. Okay, so that's very good. What I will do now is bring it around. I am foreseeing this one to be very lacy. I anticipate, I'm hoping maybe laces and fabrics and maybe a green and lavender purple kind of theme. Just making sure that's centered. Hope you're all doing well. It's nice right now, but they are calling for rain where I am later today. So, yuck. But we need it. It's spring, right? There we go. So I've got a few books on the go right now. I've got Bessie Maud on the go. Who knows if this one will end up with a name or not. I don't know. They sometimes come to me and sometimes they don't end up with a name. Depends on how much talking to they need. Alright. So this one, definitely I will be sewing along that band. I think I'll leave this part loose. Just to give it a bit of dimension. Oh, what's that? I see a fluff or something. There we go. So I want that close in there. I may put the old text block in just to give me a bit of a surface to work on for while I'm gluing. That actually is good because then I can make sure that's well applied. I've got lots of time to decide if I'm going to run a stitch down there. Just a tiny one and hide it in the lace. We'll see. So this is going to go along there. I like when I can sort of approach a book and decide as I go. Because as I said, right now I'm anticipating that I'm only going to sew along that band, and I'm going to leave this loose. You know, the way like a little tablecloth or the edge of a pillowcase would be. So that's what I'm thinking. We'll see. All right, and then it should, 3-in-1, you know, dries shiny, but the shiny should be camouflaged underneath. So I'm not too worried about that. There. And I'm going to pat it in place. I'm not stretching it. It's tempting to do this. But I prefer, when possible, to just pat it into place and let it lay where it comfortably wants to lay. Okay. And then this will come around this side, and then pretty end papers. Of course, I'm thinking, you know, flowery, butterfly-y, gardeny. I'm in the mood. Oh, so yeah, I'm working on Bessie Maud. Gosh, I'm all over the place. I'm working on Bessie Maud and working on this, and I'm also, I'm not sure at what point I'll be showing this video, but I'm also going to be working on a garden book, a big garden book. And that one, the very first episode, either is now or will be up on Kelly's channel. Kelly over at Book and Paper Arts. She, I'm really, really excited. She has asked if I would be one of her guest hosts over on her channel while she's away in France. Poor thing. And of course I eagerly said, wow, I'm honored. Thank you so much. So I'm going to just start. I'm just doing one episode over there, and just a quick one. Probably about 15 minutes long, maybe 20. And so I just thought, she said, oh, you can be whatever you want. And I thought, well, it's because it's just the one episode. I won't be doing a series over on her channel, just the one. A little introduction to me and what I do. I just thought I should just do what I do best. So I'm going to start it over there with gutting a book. So, and in the meantime, I do hope you'll go over and check out Kelly's channel. She's an amazing artist. She creates mixed media art from old books and papers. So when I found her channel, it immediately, that's what I love. I love when, you know, as with books that I create, I love when the papers and items used in it are come from used sources. So, and her books tend to be in and of itself artwork, whereas mine, although I do consider mine artwork as well, mine are also, in a way, for the new owner, useful, because they can they can then proceed and do whatever they want artistically with their book, whether it's write in it or paint or collage or, you know the drill. All right, so I'm just going to glue this down. None of this will show because it will be under the new end papers. I shouldn't say it out loud, but the adorable tyrant over in the corner there, she's doing great. She's only, tomorrow she'll be 9 weeks old, and she hasn't had an accident in the house yet. Now I'm on top of it, from what I remember of having a puppy, because she's my first puppy in over 30 years. They need to go out after feeding. Full tummy will trigger needing to do business. After a play session, that will trigger needing to take care of things, potty-wise, and also after just waking up. So I've been good about, okay, let's go, Lady Jane, and out we go. And boy, she's been terrific. My last puppy that I had, because we've always, since my last puppy, we've always rescued adult dogs. My last puppy wasn't even at this stage by, oh my goodness, bless her heart, she was such a doll. I think I couldn't trust her in the house potty-wise for well over a year. That was just such a struggle for her to figure out. She eventually did, and she was a smart dog. That just wasn't her priority. I think being a border collie, she had other things on her mind. There you go. Oh, that's going to be really pretty. Just going to pull that in a little bit. That's good. Love it. I think that's enough, even though, like, there's a little stain there. And obviously there's some grime. It's clean. But this is an old girl. I mean, she's at least 140 years old. And again, with this is the sort of patina I like. Oh, here's I guess I better keep a hold of that. That's my template for my text block that I'll be making. I'd like to incorporate this ex libris and maybe be able to put it back in. I'll put a pretty end paper in, and then maybe fussy cut, if I can, this, and put it back in over. We'll see. Anyhow, thanks for joining me today. Probably off, definitely off camera, I will be sewing this. So I will be sewing along here and along here. I'll make my decision whether I want to leave this loose or not. Right now I'm liking it, and I know that by sewing it, that'll be down. I'll make my decision with this, whether I want this, whether I want to run some stitches along there or not. I'm not sure yet. So we'll see. All right, I'm going to get going because I have a feeling I've pushed my limit on you-know-who having a snooze there, little Miss Kirby. And we'll get together soon. Take care. Bye.